thirst or something like that.
Wilmington native and U.S. Marine Corporal Josh Sams said that serving in the military wasn't scary because he enjoyed it.
It just is. It's outdoors most of the time. I like being outdoors. It's not like a normal job, like
Crazy.
Go to work at a normal time, like 9 to 5, and sit behind a desk all day. Like, it's random. Every day you're doing something different usually.
Sams enlisted in the Marines in December 2006. More than 5 years later, on January 11, 2012, his life changed forever. Sams was on patrol in Afghanistan when he stepped on an improvised explosive device and was rendered a double amputee. Josh and his wife Lindsey, a 2004 Hillsborough High School graduate, have returned home for the first time since the injury. They talked with us about the day it happened, how they're getting along, and how much the support from the community has meant to them.
It was like 1 in the afternoon, and we're just patrolling around, just areas we've been through before. And I guess when they went in before, they just missed the IED because we'd swept the area before, we'd walked through there before, and 2 guys walked over it right before I stepped on it. Well, 3 guys, and they all missed it, and I just had to be the one to step on it.
Were there any other ones in the area?
Yeah, there was. Like 3 days before, like at like 4 in the morning, we heard a blast, and we think that somebody was trying to set one in and it went off on them because we went out in the morning and we found I found a hole that was halfway dug and an IED laying right next to it. So we think they were setting 2 in and 1 went off by accident and it scared the guy sitting in the other one. And then we found another one like the first day we got up there, only like 20 yards from where we were staying. And there'd been guys that had been hit in that area before. So it was a bad area for IEDs. We knew that going in there.
What do you remember about after it actually went off?
I remember stepping on it and flying in the air and hitting the ground and being like, damn, I just stepped on an IED. Like, it registered immediately. And just dust everywhere in my mouth. Like, it took a second for me to open my eyes because they were just covered in dust. And I could smell all the chemicals from the explosion. And before I knew it, all the 3 guys I was with were right on top of me, putting on tourniquets, washing my face off with water, giving me water to wash my mouth out, and just telling me to relax and be calm. And they just kept like smacking me in the face because the sun's right overhead. And I kept closing my eyes, and they thought I was falling asleep or passing out, and they were trying to keep me awake. And finally I was like, guys, if you slap me again, I'm going to punch one of you. Because the sun's right in my eyes. Just let me close my eyes. I'm not falling asleep on you. Just let me relax.
So it sounds like you were really calm.
I was.
Typical. He's always calm.
They were amazed by it.
Amazing.
Because they picked me up and moved me out to the field where the medevac helicopter was coming down. And they kind of set me on a lump in the ground. And it was starting to hurt my back. And I told Jeremy, our corpsman, I was like, hey, you guys got to move me. Because this is uncomfortable. And he just looked at me like, really? You're complaining about your back being uncomfortable after you just got blown up? So they moved me a little bit.
Was it like one of those things where you don't immediately feel the pain, or did you?
I didn't know. Like, I think it was just shock from being blown up. Just the shock of my body. I didn't feel anything until right before I got on the helicopter. I started to feel the pain setting in. And I asked for a shot of morphine. Our corpsman gave me a shot, and then by that time the helicopter was there, and I got on the helicopter, and I don't remember anything after that. I remember being loaded onto the helicopter, and they put a ventilator on me to help me breathe, just in case, just operating procedures. And I don't remember anything for the next like 2 weeks.
So you remember the immediate events, but then it kind of blacks out for 2 weeks after that.
I don't remember being in Germany for like 5 days, and I don't remember getting to Walter Reed.
Wow.
Any of it. I guess I talked to her, one of the nurses in Germany. They called Lindsey, and
I called them. They gave me, the Marine Corps headquarters gave me the number, so I'd call. But he was
out of it.
What was the first thought that went through your head when you got the call?
Didn't feel real. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I've been through this a lot.
You've told the story a million times.
I know. It didn't feel real at all. Like, I thought it was Ashley Furniture calling, really. My couch had not been delivered for like 8 weeks. So I was like, oh, finally, they're calling. They're going to deliver it. And then it was just kind of like they just said, you know, are you Corporal Josh Sams' wife? And they just went through just no emotion, kind of said his injuries and whatever. And do you have any questions? And I was like, what? You know, I didn't like register, and then kind of got off the phone. Go through your emotions, kind of feel like you're going to pass out, and then what do you do? I mean, so called a friend who was in the area, and then I called my parents, and then I called his parents, and then it was like just shock.
What's it like to be home?
I love it, especially now during the summertime. I love being home.
Is there anything specific about being home that you kind of was like, ah, there it is?
I'm just familiar with it. It's stuck in D.C. I mean, it's nice up there, but I wouldn't want to live there. I don't like staying up there.
And when's the last time you were here?
A year ago. This time a year ago.
Right before he deployed.
And what about for you? Because I mean, you were living like the solo military wife life.
Yeah.
Down in North Carolina.
Well, she had Clark with her.
I bought the dog when he deployed this time, but I mean, I hadn't been home since Christmas. His injury was, you know, shortly after Christmas, so I hadn't been home for 7 months or so.
Do you have any goals? Anything specific that you'd like to do?
Really, I don't travel more.
Like we don't travel enough, but somewhere where we really want to go.
Yeah, not like like back and forth from Maryland to here, but like
Where do you want to go?
like another continent. Like,
well, we talked about taking our honeymoon to Africa to do a safari because, you know, we can't really do beaches right now. We can't like go to the Caribbean, but we could get in a, you know, Jeep and ride around and experience stuff like that. So, I mean, that's still up in the air when he can get released, medically released.
Did you guys ever have a honeymoon?
No. We had 10 days of blissful marriage before he left.
Not really, no. Just thank everybody for the support they've given us so far. We appreciate that. But other than that, no.
Anything beyond?
He said it. The support has been amazing. I mean, through the page, the benefits, and all that stuff. And it's nice to know people are out there that care.